This is a shocking story breaking this week. Tyreek Hill says after 2025 that he is going to hang up the cleats, he's going to retire, and he wants to get into the gaming space. He wants to start streaming, and I am 100% behind this. I hate to see athletes go when I still think Tyreek Hill's in his prime. I mean, you look at his numbers, you could argue he just had the best season in Miami. 119 catches, most ever in his career, 1,710 yards, most ever in his career. Up there in terms, well, actually kind of lower in terms of average yards per catch. I didn't realize he had 17 yards per catch in 2018 with the Chiefs. Jesus. Um, 7 touchdowns this year. So Tyreek Hill had a great year this year. Most catches, most yards, and not the most touchdowns, but I mean, catches and yards clearly shows production. And just Tyreek Hill over his career, we know he's the cheetah, one of the fastest we've ever seen. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a Super Bowl champion. I believe it's kind of crazy to think, though, that he is going to step out, because I was about to say I think he's going to be a Super Bowl champion again, but can Miami get it together before he steps away after the 2025 season? He'll be 31 when he steps away from the game of football. This really reminds me of Calvin Johnson when he retired early. I mean, Andrew Luck's was because of injury, but when Andrew Luck retired early, and it sucks when these guys are like, they're legends in the making. If Tyreek Hill truly, and this is what makes people's careers, this is what people do in the league. They come in, they make their money, they get out, but this is what holds them out of all-time receiver rankings and GOAT rankings for the wide receiver and things of that nature. Y'all give me 1 second. I think my dog is having a bad dream, so I got to make sure she's good. Hey girl, you good? All right, I just want to make sure you're good. I know you in here spectating and managing sound and whatnot, but you can't be going out on me. Love you, girl. Oh, she's so cute. Oh, she's so cute. Can't wait to get her, brother. Sorry, y'all. That's my baby. Taylor and I have already said we don't need kids. We just need animals. Let's stick to the NFL though. Tyreek Hill, him stepping away after the 2025 season, it's going to be rough. It really is going to be rough. Not rough for him. It's just going to be rough to accept, because again, Tyreek Hill's got 63 touchdowns, 598 catches, 8,300 yards in his NFL career so far. Again, planning to retire after the 2025 season. At age 31, he says, I'm going to finish out this contract with the Dolphins, and then I'm going to call it quits. I want to go into the business side. I want to do so many things in my life, bro. Drafted in 2016 by the Chiefs out of West Alabama. Been one of the best receivers and the best deep threat in the NFL probably since he's come in. Again, 6,630 yards, 56 touchdowns in 6 years with the Chiefs. And then he goes to the Dolphins last year. Goes for 119 catches, 1,700 yards, 7 touchdowns, just signed a 4-year, $120 million extension with Miami following his trade from Kansas City. And, he's going to take the $100 million and ride with it. I'm not saying he's going to walk with the $100 million, at taxes and everything. And I know there's no state income tax down there. But Tyreek Hill is 100% on board with. Oh, that's hilarious, bro. I love that. But hold on, who is that in the chat? Hold on. Oh, okay, cool. I was like, wait a second. I was like, hold up, wait a second. But all right, yeah, Tyreek Hill stepping away after the season. I mean, Tyreek Hill continues to play. He plays out a 10, 12, 14-year NFL career. We could maybe call him the greatest of all time. And I'm not going to sit here and, oh my God, Adam, really, over Calvin, over Randy Moss, over Jerry Rice? Yeah, because none of them had the blazing over the top. Not saying that Tyreek is a better overall receiver than them, but with Tyreek's speed and deep threat ability and the way the NFL is trending, Tyreek Hill would probably have a 2,000-yard season or two in his NFL career. He was on pace to do it. So was Devontae Adams. They, had some things fall short, and the season played out the way that it did. But Tyreek Hill stepping away after a couple years, or after, these years in the NFL, I don't hate it, but I wish he would continue to play. Again, it reminds me of when Calvin stepped away, and, when Andrew Luck retired early. And, hell, we've just had some, we have players retire every year. It's like, oh, wow, they're done. It's like, dang, they were so good, and they're just done. I kind of thought maybe Bobby Wagner would have been one of those guys. NFL for 10 years, linebacker, one of the hardest hitters, one of the hardest positions to stay great and elite at. Linebackers aren't necessarily something that you find very often as great as Bobby Wagner. But anyways, him stepping away from the NFL, I mean, it reminds me of, look at Shaq. Shaq has made more money off the court than he ever has on the court. Major businessman in every commercial. Shaq is truly like he's a prime businessman, and he sets a great example. And he's literally has his hands in everything, and that stemmed from his professional athlete career. LeBron James with the I Promise School, with the lifetime contract with Nike, now the all-time leading scorer in NBA points. You know, look at the business he's done, all of his shoes, everything LeBron has done, the LeBron James Family Foundation. You look at Kobe, his shoes, the way he really turned into a business mogul. I think it really became iconic with Kobe Bryant because Kobe was he just it felt like Kobe did it differently when he got out of basketball. He retired in 20 god, 15, 16, 14, somewhere around there. Later in my later high school days. But when Kobe retired and he moved on, I think he was doing, detail that I think Peyton Manning has now taken over. Kobe was just getting on podcasts. I mean, Kobe was really making moves as a businessman. And we all talked about it. We all sat up here on multiple shows and we talked about it and we talked how great it looked. And I mean, it was tragic as hell when Kobe passed away. And a major reason of why that sucked so bad, one, of course, he lost his life. He's a legend. All the family, Gigi, everybody that was on that plane. It was absolutely horrible day. And also knowing that all of them, including Kobe Bryant, had so much more of a life to live that hit hard for a lot of people. You look at Dak Prescott on his mattress deals, on his commercial deals. You look at Baker Mayfield on all his commercial deals. You might not agree with the way Dak and Baker play football, but they're hell of businessmen, and there's a reason that you see them in a lot of ads with Hulu, State Farm, Dak Prescott with the mattresses. I mean, they're businessmen. They're getting out there. They're networking off the field as well, and that's what you do. And Tyreek Hill wanting to do that, I think that is great. Tyreek Hill will probably have made close to $200 million, $150 million in his NFL career. That's generational money. That's money to last you for generations. You spend it right. You never have to work again. And you invest that correctly. Buy all the assets that you need. But knowing that he wants to get into streaming is major. I mean, I'm streaming right now, literally building my sports podcast. He has been gaming. He has been on the streams. It looks like he's fairly good at Call of Duty. I know he has his YouTube channel, and I'm totally behind Tyreek Hill. I love the fact that at the peak of his career and at a very pivotal moment, one, he was able to be so transparent about it, leaving Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and Travis Kelce. And I mean, who would have wanted to leave that, right? But knowing that he's not afraid to be open about it, he says, "Hey, I'm retiring after 2025." Tyreek's like, I'm done after 2025. I'm out. He's letting us know beforehand, and I don't think we've seen many athletes, couple years ahead in their peak do this. And again, I'm happy for him. I'm very, very happy for him. I'll be following his streaming. I will be, following his social media presence. I will be behind Tyreek Hill. I'll be checking out all his stuff. He's a hell of a personality. And it's going to be awesome what he's truly able to do once he moves on from this. So Tyreek Hill set to retire after 2025. He's going to finish out his final contract in the NFL. He signed the 4-year, $120 million deal, paid him $30 million a year at the receiver position, highest paid receiver, I believe, in NFL history. It's crazy. It seems like yesterday Michael Thomas was getting the biggest NFL contract in history, 20 years, $100 million. $20 million a year to $30 million a year, but look how inflation has happened, and I mean, look what quarterbacks and everything makes. So, y'all let me know what you think about Tyreek Hill stepping out. Dolphins fans, how do you feel about Tyreek Hill stepping out of the scene in just a couple of seasons? Jalen Waddle was a great draft pick. You got Jalen Waddle at the right time. Jalen Waddle is an absolute monster. Really going to be that prototype mimicking Tyreek Hill, whether it's Tua, whether it's Lamar Jackson, whoever the hell it is in the NFL draft. They're not picking a quarterback because they forfeited their first round draft pick. That's been kind of messing me up in the mock drafts I've been doing and looking at and everything. But yeah, y'all get in the chat. Let me know what you think